Hey VC, it's Jonathan, your cheap and cheerful record collector. I hope everybody's doing well out there and enjoying these beautiful summer days. I feel bad for our friends out there on the West Coast with the 100-degree temperatures and fires and everything. So I hope everybody's staying safe and doing well out there. And I hate to tell you, but unfortunately fortunately for us here on the East Coast, up in Maine, we haven't been out of the 70s in like 5 days now. Today's like 74. And dew point's around 52, so it's been fantastic here. Okay, enough of that. So this is going to be a thread that was started by Richard McCook, which is you're stuck on a desert island. You're allowed 20 records, 10 single, 10 double albums, greatest hits albums. I watched a couple of videos, so I'm trying to do stuff that other people aren't doing. Excuse me. So my drink of choice in the summertime is Arnold Palmer, half lemonade, half iced tea. But today's in my favorite glass, which is Hebrew beer, the chosen beer, Hebrew. There you go. Okay, so let's get started. We'll start with the singles. First off, as you can hear in the background, is Louis Armstrong. And this is the Hot Fives, Volume 1. Like they said when I watched that Ken Burns Best of Jazz series they did, they said in every record store above the jazz section should be an arrow pointing down to Louis Armstrong's records and it should say start here. And that's what you got to do. You got to start with Louis Armstrong. 1920s, some of the best stuff ever. Yep, Louis Armstrong. Next we're going a completely different way, but one of my faves is Chuck Berry's Greatest Hits. This is a original, well, not original, but on chess. It has his greatest hits: Roll Over Beethoven, School Days, Rock and Roll Music, Too Much Monkey Business, Nadine, Maybelline, Memphis, and the song I think is the greatest rock and roll song ever written, Johnny Be Good. Just one man's opinion. Chuck Berry, Greatest Hits. On my desert island, I got to have a little bit of rock and blues, so I'm going with Canned Heat, Cookbook. Great single album. Has Bullfrog Blues, Rollin' and Tumblin', Going Up the Country, On the Road Again, Boogie Music, Fried Hockey Boogie, everything you need by the great Canned Heat. When you're in the more of a mellow mood, you go for Paul Simon's Greatest Hits. Not Simon and Garfunkel, just Paul Simon. And this is way before he brought out, I'm getting a brain fart. Rhythm of the Saints and the one before that. So, this basically has Slip Sliding Away, Still Crazy After All These Years, Duncan, Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard, 50 Ways to Lose Your Lover, Mother and Child Reunion, Loves Me Like a Rock. Just great stuff. Lyrics on the inside, which is nice, and another picture of Paul on the outside. Paul Simon. Gotta have some blues. Best of Lightning and Hopkins. Not the greatest recording. It's a electronically enhanced with stereo, which I hate, on Tradition Everest Records, but still great to have. Lightning Hopkins. And the immortal Otis Redding. Gotta have some Otis Redding on the island. Fantastic. Gotta have a woman, gotta have a lady singer. So you gotta go with Billie Holiday. This is the essential Billie Holiday. Actually, not a greatest hits album, but it's all her greatest hits recorded live at Carnegie Hall concert. I should have looked up the date before I started this, when this was all recorded. And I'm gonna quick look, and it doesn't say, but that's okay. It has Lady Sings the Blues, Ain't Nobody's Business If I Do, I Love My Man, Body and Soul, My Man, I Cover the Waterfront, etc. Accompanied by Roy Eldridge, Buck Clayton, Coleman Hawkins, Al Cohn, Chico Hamilton, Kenny Burrell, fantastic. Billie Holiday. And on a desert island, you got to have some reggae. So you got to have Bob Marley, and you got to have legends. We all know this album. Fantastic compilation of his greatest hits. And let's stick with the blues. Here's my favorite blues singer, man I actually was lucky enough to see at the 1970 Ann Arbor Blues Festival, and it's Howlin' Wolf. This is Howlin' Wolf's His Greatest Sides, Volume 1, on Chess. The old Chess label. When I saw Howlin' Wolf, quick story. Summertime 1970 Ann Arbor Blues Festival. Howlin' Wolf drives a Harley Davidson up on stage, gets off the bike, grabs the mic, and they break into Built for Comfort. The band starts cranking behind him. It was a great moment. There he is, the man himself, the Wolf, Howlin' Wolf. And this is a bunch of albums that Chess put out. This is a later repress, but they put out a lot of best of albums. I just grabbed the best of Little Walter. They do the best of Muddy Waters, etc., etc. They all have the same black and white cover with the same printing there. This is, I think it was a Record Store Day issue. It was a white vinyl with the black Chess logo they redid. But yeah, fantastic harmonica player. The best of Little Walter. All right, then we go into the double albums. That's 10 singles. Double albums. This is another guy who also happened to be at that same blues festival in Ann Arbor in 1970, and it is Big Joe Turner. And this is an album called Have No Fear, Big Joe Turner is Here, Roots of Rock and Roll, Volume 2. Rhythm and blues singer. Definitely, if you hear his stuff, you know that rock and roll is just around the corner. His stuff is fantastic. Great double album of some of his best works. Big Joe Turner. While we're doing early rock and roll, I gotta have me some Buddy Holly on the island. So this is Buddy Holly Legend from the original master tapes. And I love the inside cover on this. Shows the original 45s he came out with. And again, has everything that you would want. That'll Be the Day, Oh Boy, Not Fade Away, Maybe Baby, Rock Around with Ollie V, you know, Think It Over, etc., etc. So the great Buddy Holly. Gotta have Buddy Holly on the island with me. Everybody knows that watched my videos before. They know my favorite singer of the 20th century, bar none, was Frank Sinatra. So I have to take Sinatra Trilogy, which is a 3-record set. Record 1 is The Past, collectibles of the early years with Billy May. Record 2 is The Present, some very good years with Don Costa and his band. And record 3 is The Future, reflections on future with Gordon Jenkins. So has fantastic stuff in it. 3-record set. Not going to take it out, but gotta have me some Frank Sinatra on the island. When I'm in the mood for a little swing, but I'm not really want a little swing, but I want a little country too, I go with the man who started it all, and that's Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys. This is a 2-record set, 24 great hits by Bob Wills, including Bubbles in My Beer, Still Waters Run the Deepest, I Ain't Got Nobody and Nobody Cares for Me. Great stuff. Boot Heel Rag, I'm Tired of Living, Sitting on Top of the World, Send Me Back to Tulsa. Fantastic stuff. Bob Wills. There he is. The man who invented country swing. Great 2-record set. While we're doing country, you got to have the king of country, Hank Williams. 24 greatest hits by Hank Williams. It's really all you need by Hank. It's got everything, and it's fantastic. The only problem, again, it's electronically reprocessed for stereo, but it has everything you would ever need. Your Cheatin' Heart, Honky Tonk Blues, Cold Cold Heart, Lovesick Blues, Ramblin' Man, Window Shopping, Hey Good Looking, Setting the Woods on Fire. half as much, etc. The great Hank Williams. I think I got a bunch of jazz albums. I'm a jazz hound. The more jazz I listen to, the more jazz I want to listen to. First up, Clifford Brown. This is a promo copy on Limelight Records. 2-record set of Clifford Brown. Clifford Brown was a trumpet player. He, while everyone else was doing heroin and drinking alcohol and carrying on, he was straight, never drank, never did drugs. Killed in a car accident, 27 years old, on his way to Chicago to do a gig. So, there's no justice in the world. So this is Limelight. They always do beautiful books where they have beautiful pictures. They, this one, I love this one here. They open this triple, open up that. And the backside is a musical register. And then they have a thing about the music. They just do a beautiful job. The Limelight Records, beautiful double LP of some of Clifford Brown's greatest stuff. The music itself, some moves with the Max Roach Band in 1955, with then some in 1954 with Dinah Washington singing, Maynard Ferguson, Clark Terry, George Morrow. What else can I tell you? I mean, it has fantastic stuff, all in the 50s. One of the great, great trumpet players, Clifford Brown. The thing about jazz, every time I listen to it, even though you've heard the song before, there's always more in it. The more you hear, the more you want to hear, at least for me. I need a piano player. I need a singer. I'm going with Mose Allison. Great double album. There are a bunch of Prestige, but a whole bunch of records, especially priced 2-record sets. They had a whole bunch of them. I have a couple here I'm showing. They're really inexpensive, easy to find, and really give you a great overview of the artist's career. Mose was from, I think, Louisiana. Piano player, singer-songwriter, and he wrote songs you might know, such as Parchment Farm, Seventh Son. Those are his songs. Great singer-songwriter. My favorite piano player, probably my favorite jazz musician, maybe my favorite musician of all time, Felonious Monk. This is another Prestige twofer. And covers his earlier part of his career in the 50s, but with Percy Heath, Art Blakey, Sonny Rollins, Julius Watkins, Max Roach, etc. Fantastic. There's the Prestige label. What can I say about Monk? Monk was the greatest. His, the way he played, the invention of Monk was just something else. So there's Thelonious Monk. Got to have some Monk on the island. Then there's a guitar player that is not very well known, but definitely never got his due, shall we say. And that was Tal Farlow. This is a double album with Tal Farlow, another Prestige, especially priced 2-record set. Tal played in the 40s and 50s. This was all recorded, up to the 60s, 55 up to 69, remastered in 74. Side 1 and 2 are just a trio: Tal Farlow, Red Norvo on vibes, and Red Mitchell on bass. And the third and fourth sides are a quartet. They added John Scully on piano. But amazing guitar player, early jazz guitar player, not early, but jazz guitar player of the 50s and 60s. Just never got his due, but fantastic. Gotta have me some Tal Farlow. And finally, to finish up, the man who created the sound for the modern saxophone, and that would be Charlie Parker, Bird. This is the Master 2-record set, Charlie Parker. And includes things Scrapple from the Apple, Cool Blues, Sly Mongoose, Laura, Moose the Moocher, etc. Errol Garner plays with him on some of these, 1947. Max Roach, Roy Haynes, etc. You all know Charlie Parker. I don't have to go into a whole thing about Charlie Parker. Like I said, some of these are not specifically best of. A lot of these are compilations of songs by these artists. But it's my video, so there you go. Charlie Parker. So that's my 20 records. I think I could live on those for quite a while on the island. Okay, if you don't know, check out Richard McCook's channel. Always shows interesting things. Hope, again, everybody stays well out there. Stay happy and healthy. And until next time, peace.